afternoon to you, whatever part of the globe you may be joining us from. We say welcome to another edition of Transforming Lives One at a Time. We are coming to you from scenic Tobago in the beautiful Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm your host, Dianne, always happy to be in your company. And this is actually our final program for the year 2025. How time flies. But I just felt it necessary that our discourse should be on ending the year strong. And I have a very able guest in the person of Apostle Joel Reuben, all the way, I like to say, from the United Kingdom. Joel Reuben is an ordained minister of the gospel who flows in the prophetic gift. He is the leader of Speak Life Ministries International, co-founder of Real Ministries International, and founder and technical director of Reuben Professional Services Limited. He holds a Master of Science degree in Advanced Networking and has authored 2 books. He's married to Amril Reuben and they have 4 children. He currently resides in the UK. Welcome to the program and welcome to Tobago once again, Apostle Joel Reuben. Always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much, Dianne. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure being here. And every time I come to the island, I always want to see the people in the island go forward.
Yes.
So thank you for having me.
Yes, you are welcome. Well, Apostle, as you would know, at the beginning of any year and of course at the ending of the year are both very crucial times. When individuals, they reflect, they tend to reflect and to ponder a lot. So as we have reached this juncture, when we talk about finishing the year strong, exactly what do we mean?
Yeah, it's a good question. And let me just start also saying well done. Your programs have been a blessing to us. We look at them in the UK and we see that they have been meaningful. I know the one on relationships, the one on men. Yes. I know a lot of them went viral, as the young people would say. So well done. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
So when we talk about finishing well, what we're looking at is finishing the tasks or the goals, remaining focused for what vigilant, persistent until your goals are accomplished. Right. Sometimes we start things in a hurry and then midway or the end, we kind of flounder off. You know, the Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes 7 verse 8 to 14, is better the end of a thing than the beginning of a thing.
Yes.
So it's remaining diligent, remaining focused and persistent. You will see others lulling off, relaxing, saying, hey, it's the end of the year, let's go enjoy ourselves. But you have to remain focused and true to your own goals to finish strong and finish well.
Definitely. Well, what are some of the areas one should take into consideration as you approach the end of a year and, of course, anticipating the beginning of a new year? Yeah,
I think one of the things you need to do coming to the end of the year is some deep introspection. You have to, some years ago, I finished a year and I thought I did well. And I heard the Holy Spirit just ask me a simple question. Did you grow?
Wow.
And it was a loaded, I thought, oh my goodness, what did I grow? And I couldn't just answer. Sometimes when the Lord asks you these questions, it's for you to think and tease out, did you really grow? And Diana, I'm ashamed, the answer was no.
Oh, wow.
I didn't grow. So a whole year went by and I did not grow. And what he was talking about was spiritually.
Yes.
So some of the things we had to look at is spiritually, did I grow?
Okay.
We have to look mentally. We have to look financially, in the family. Did I grow? We need to assess our life, not if our neighbor grew, not if someone else. Did I in this 2025 move forward in line with God's purposes for what I'm called for?
Okay.
And I delve a little further. Running in your lane is crucial.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're called, you're a broadcaster, you could do this thing with the drop of a hat. They could call you in 5 minutes and you can be out here. You do that to me, I'm in a panic. However, you hand me the mic to prophesy, I'm there, I'm ready, I'm excited.
Yes.
So you have to know what is the lane God has called you to run in. And then assess how the year went and say, did I grow in what I've been called to do?
Okay.
That is very, very key. And then like me in that year when the answer was, well, no, Lord, I then had to reassess for the new year. So it's very critical you assess your life. It's almost like you're having your own self-interview.
Yeah.
and you go through that, and then you make adjustments. But very good question.
Yeah, but even as you spoke about running in your lane, I would always encourage persons. I would say, listen, is not everybody born to cook?
Yes.
Not everybody born to sing. You
Yeah.
may like singing,
Yeah.
but you're not called to do it.
Yeah.
You may like seeing someone else doing probably broadcasting, or they're managing a business, and you're like, yeah, I think I could do that.
Yeah.
But it is so important to find out where you are supposed to be.
That is so big. Do you know, I tell people, I could just use like my own life for example. When you know what you're called to do, life becomes much easier.
Yeah.
I'm called to prophesy, speak the word of God, travel the nations, point people to God. It becomes easy.
Yeah.
The other things make up that. My core purpose is to live ready for Christ's return and encourage others to do the same. So I have core things that I know, this is what you have to do, Joel, day after day. It helps you.
Yes.
So if you say, Joel, come and start a choir. Nope, that's not for me. Oh, Joel, we need you to lead alto. Nope, that's not for me. But look, the drums. Nope, that's not. No is a very important word to fulfill purpose.
Yes.
A lot of people are jack of all trades, master of none. And I'll give you a story. I'm an architect as well in terms of network design and so on. And I run in that as in the marketplace. When there are things outside of my depth, I'm not ashamed to say no, call somebody else.
Right.
The money might look good, it might be
Yes.
an interesting project, but it's not my lane. It's very key, especially at the end of a year, to assess, am I in my lane, and am I fulfilling purpose? Because lastly on that, Dianne, as humans beings, we can naturally drift. And what
Yeah.
you spoke about, there was a drift.
Yes.
Where somebody said, but hey, she doing that,
Right.
he doing that, and then all of a sudden in your heart, but I could do it.
Yes.
As I said, you maybe could do it, but is that your core calling? Is that your lane?
Right.
Your lane is your core thing that God has called you, gifted you, talented you to do on the earth.
Of course.
While you
even as
occupy till He
spoke that,
comes.
Is that area that you will excel the most.
Very good.
Because you're born to do it.
Very good. One of my sons, I wouldn't expose which one, but he was doing very good in French and Spanish from the age of 9, 10, and I knew straight away, this is where you're going to earn your money.
Yeah.
This is what God called you to do.
Linguistics.
So he was struggling with maths. He was struggling with geography. I didn't care too much. Right, because I knew he found his special area.
Yes.
So I would say to him, pass the others, because you have to pass them.
Right, of course.
But I don't want you failing one French and Spanish exam.
Okay.
So he was, and that's what he did his degree in, and that's what he's doing now in French and Spanish.
Yes.
Because he found that area.
Of course.
It's very key, and parents who might look into this, look at the children's skill set. If your son come with a globe and tell you want to travel the nations, buy a next globe for him.
Yeah.
Encourage him. Don't know, you can't go anywhere.
Right.
He's saying something. God is cultivating something in his heart that you probably don't understand.
Yes.
If he tells you, listen, Mom, I like maths and English, but I'm a builder. I want to build. Don't try to make this boy a doctor.
Okay.
I've met so many people, Dianne, as we travel,
Yes.
who are miserable because their parents try to, one boy even went and get his degree and come and show it on his parents' lap and say,
This
that's
is
for
for
you.
you.
Yeah, I'll go and do what I want to do now.
Right.
You waste 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
So it's very key that you find out, what am I called for? What am I gifted at? What are my specialties? And running it. Some people might have 3 or 4, but I always say most of us will have 1 or 2
Yes.
that we could settle in and really push forward.
That's right. That is so very profound.
Yeah.
As we swoop down to the climax of another year, how important, I know you spoke about reflection, but how important is reflection and even analyzing what would have transpired throughout the year?
Yeah, there are 3 things that affect you and I and most people, top of the mind. The area of relationship, that is husband, wife, family, mother, children,
Yes.
relationship, that's a big area that affects us. Finances and health. Those 3 areas, there are other areas, but
Yes.
most of the time when somebody's under pressure or stress or whatever, it falls in those 3 buckets.
Right.
So it's very essential at the end of the year, what did I do well? What didn't I do well? Did I look at the relationship aspect? Go through it a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah.
How is my relationships? Do I have a Jonah in my boat who's sinking my boat and need to throw out?
Okay.
Am I in a relationship now that is causing me to be angry and toxic So you start to evaluate that.
Yeah.
That's why, I don't know if you know, in North America, they say January is divorce month. And unfortunately, they call it that because people get to sit down, analyze. Same thing in the UK, in January, most people buy new houses. Because people during the December, November, they start to analyze.
Yes.
And then they make adjustments.
Okay.
Some for the good, some for the bad. But
Right.
what I'm saying is they analyze. It's key that we analyze. What have I learned? What can I improve?
Yeah.
What training or skill I needed? But key, what went wrong?
Okay.
What went wrong? I mean, we thank God for the right things,
Right.
and we're excited about them, we do them better.
Yes.
But I think it's very key, what went wrong? Did I invest here and lose X amount of money because I was hasty?
Okay.
Assess what went wrong and be able to pray and ask God for the grace and the help to put it right. It might be in a relationship, it might be in the career. And lastly on that too, give God thanks. Have a heart of gratitude.
Yeah.
I find for me, November and December, my prayer list shrink. I begin to say thank you. Thank you, Father. I've been here, there, you've kept me. I wake up in the right mind.
Yes.
A heart of gratitude is key. But as I said earlier on, seeing what went well, but really going with like a surgeon's knife and assessing what went wrong through the lens of family, health, relationships, finances. What could I do? Because those are the things that really affect someone's life.
Of course. Well, I like how you really narrowed it down, because at the end of the day, these are the areas that we are either happy about or we are either distressed about.
Yeah.
And these are the areas that we need to be able to get into the fine details, as my brother would say, get into the minuticals.
Yeah.
He creates words.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yes,
yes,
the minuticals.
I might borrow that one to preach. Yeah.
So that is very, very important. But we cannot take for granted that at the end of the year, we have a lot of persons depressed.
Right.
Because, of course, as one reflects, they get to see themselves, as it were, in a mirror.
Yeah.
They look at their goals, they look at what they did not achieve, the likes, so many things.
Yeah.
What would you say to that person? You're now looking, you're now reflecting, and you're saying,
Yeah, this didn't go well.
Yes.
Yeah. I've had years when you say, I can't wait for the year to finish. Those types of years. But listen, everyone, if we be realistic, everyone have challenges in their lifetime. True. I have not met a man or woman who have had no challenges, regardless of who you are.
Yeah.
You might be wealthy, but it might be a health challenge. You might be I had a wealthy man come to me, he desperately needed help to pray because what his son was involved in. He has all the wealth, but what's his son involved in? So we all face challenges is the point I'm trying to make. What is very key for you to do is sit down, assess, okay, where did I go wrong? Was it my misstep or a third-party misstep? What do I mean by a third-party misstep? Did something happen to me in the year that was outside of my control?
Right.
I couldn't do anything about it, a force of nature or something? Or was these things that hinder my goals part of my doing? One of the things we have to do before God and ourselves is be humble and be honest. We like to tell our children, you have to be honest enough to say, I got it wrong.
Right.
The man or woman who cannot say, they got it wrong and everything is right with them, run, because we all make mistakes.
Yes.
So that's one of the first things. There's a great story that I use that helps me, is in 1 Samuel 30. David lose everything, right? He went and it's very interestingly, he went to help somebody out in their battle, and when he came back, his wives, his family, everything was gone, right? And long story short, his men, his closest allies, thought about stoning him to death. So he has no allies, no family, no one to cry on, and he turns to God. And the Bible says these words, and David encouraged himself in the Lord.
Yeah.
All of us at some point had to be our own cheerleader. We had to encourage ourselves and say, look, we can go again. And let's be realistic, because the other point too there, before I close this question off, is that sometimes we set unrealistic goals, unrealistic targets. And again, the lane thing is very big, because we glance and see, but look, she got 15 done. What you don't know is she can't sleep at night because she owes the bank, she owes that one down there, she owes that one up there, she's struggling, but you're just seeing the outer. But if you keep running in your lane, you know the goals you set, try to fulfill them and go again. David had to go again, and God gave him the instruction, go, You'll surely overtake, pursue, you'll overtake, and you'll recover all. And the story ends well, you recover all.
Yes.
So to that person, I would say, go again. And I want to give them 5 P's quickly that help me. Pray, plan, pursue, prevail, and prosper. I say it again.
Yes.
Pray, plan. A lot of people get up to do things without a plan, Dianne.
Yeah.
That's very dangerous.
But how?
We'll get into that shortly, but that is a very dangerous area. Well, boy, something go work out. That's no way to live, sir.
No.
That's no way to live, ma'am. Something go work out. Life don't operate like that. We have to pray, we have to plan, we have to pursue. And the pursue is important because there are people saying, I am waiting on God.
Yeah.
You hear that a lot.
Of course.
Oftentimes when people tell me that, is God is waiting on them.
Yeah.
Because he told us, occupy till he comes. Occupy mean I need to be doing something. Marketplace, business, something. I need to I just can't just be sitting down. So pray, plan, pursue, and prosper and prevail. I love the prosper and prevail part.
Yes.
That's a fighting
the end
show.
result.
What do you mean, prosper and prevail? You know, when I was doing my master's degree, and digital forensics was a very tough subject, I would push through, I'd study 4 or 5 hours and push. You just have, because you know you have to see the finish line.
Yes.
And what used to encourage me, I used to see the sign MSC, because that's the signature you get to put. I used to see it. Yes. I didn't have it, but I'm seeing it.
Yes.
That was my why. Why are you going after this? You have to get it. You have to, so it's key for them to rise back up and go again. And don't beat up yourself lastly.
Yeah.
There are some people out there that beat up themselves. They set some spectacular goals, and when they don't get... Can I tell you the truth?
Sure.
One of my children failed, and they didn't fail. They'd submit a paper late. So then they had to resubmit again. And they were very upset. Yes. And at that moment, the Lord just put on my heart, laugh. Because it was so down and beaten up. So obviously, it's nothing funny, but I've heard it. So I started to laugh.
Yes.
She's like, what are you laughing
at?
And then the Lord began to speak to me. He said, there are people who didn't wake up this morning. There are people going through triple bypass surgery. A paper went in late, and you're going to let that defeat your whole life. Listen, we laugh, we eat, we celebrated. Like even when the mom come home, it's like, what's all this celebration? But the point in that moment was, it's gone. Don't beat yourself up. So to the one who looking at you, who beating themselves about you, go and take dinner.
Of course.
Take a nice fish, go for a nice, and relax yourself.
My brother again would always say, Derek, hats off to you again. I learned a lot from my big brother. He always used to tell me, Dianne, no use crying over spilt milk.
Yeah.
Because it's already spilt.
Gone.
What are you going to do? Just clean it up and move on.
That's what we did. And thankfully, they went and passed the exam. So it ended well. But in the moment was not to break you, because some things happen to us sometimes that could break us.
Yes, definitely.
So that's key.
Definitely. Well, at this time, we're going to take our first short break, and we'll be right back. We are talking about ending the year strong. Stay with us.
Are you looking for beautiful and durable flooring for your home or office? Check out D-Cell's Tile and Ceiling Center, Store Bay Local Road, Bonaccord, Tobago, opposite the primary school. Our high-quality ceramic and porcelain tiles come in a wide range of colors, patterns, and textures to suit any style and taste. From sleek and modern to classical and traditional, your floors and walls will look great for years to come. D-Cell's Tile and Ceiling Center, open Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. Call 460-8802 or 639-8281. We've got you covered.
Do you need electrical and plumbing supplies from construction to finish? Then check out Voodoo's Enterprises Limited, Milford Road, Canaan, Tobago. Get LED bulbs and fixtures, septic tanks, water pumps, laminate flooring, press cut power tools, and so much more. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. Call 280-2050 or 660-4970. Voodoo's Enterprises Limited.
Hi, I am Dianne, host of Transforming Lives One at a Time, and I would like to introduce you to our brand new segment, Good Vibes, Good News. And this is where you have the opportunity to highlight your good news. You can send your 90 seconds video to our WhatsApp number 868-701-2099. That's 868-701-2099. Let's hear some of the good news that we never hear about. Good vibes, good news. Inspiring hope. Celebrating wins. Truly grateful.
Welcome back to the program, Ending the Year Strong. I just want to keep that, it should be just repeating, it should be just on repeat in your ear that I must end this year strong. Well, Apostle, I want to throw into the mix the question of balance and how one can create a proper balance as it relates to having that big vision and moving towards it, but yet not biting off too much.
Yeah, that's really good. Every visionary struggle with that, including myself and others. I know I didn't say it at the start, but God bless you, Apostle Amril, my wife. I'll use one of the examples now with her. Sometimes she has big visions. I want to do this, I want to do that. I say, hey, slow down, slow down. I'm an operational thinker.
Yes.
So if you say we go in London, I want to know by what means, by plane, by train, how long we taking to get there, who is paying for it, what time we get in there. I want the details.
Yes.
The trouble you have with visionaries, they don't care for the details sometimes. They just want to get there. So it's striking the right balance. So focus is needed. Okay. Focus is needed. Understanding this is a goal to get there. How do I get there? And it might be in small steps. Visionaries at times could be impatient folk.
Yes.
Because they get so much coming at them. They see that, they want that done. Then they see this, they want that done. And they keep going and going. And the danger of that is something all too common in Tobago. You see a lot of unfinished houses.
Yes.
The Bible warns about that. To bring it, I'll give you an example that people could see that's practical.
Yes.
The Bible tells you in Luke 14 that anybody who is looking to build, Luke 14, 25 to 33, let them examine that they could finish. And here's what Jesus said, lest men see them and mock and say, this person began to build and never finish. In other words, if you're going up with a 3-story, start with the first floor.
Yes.
How many buildings you see that go 3 stories up and then the second floor never got there, the third floor never done? That's what we're talking about in terms of planning, looking at your resources. Might be financial, might be you need people, the people skills you need to accomplish your vision.
Right.
And very importantly, your partners, because you're not an island. So you probably have partners who's part of that vision, whether it be for the family, whether it be individually, whether it be for ministry. So you need to assess that and focus on that thing.
Right.
And try not to, and this is one for the ladies, I'm not punching them, but just reminding them that sometimes they look at 8 things and they start that, didn't finish, didn't finish. I say to my wife all the time, I said, let's find 3 things. Let's finish them.
Yes.
You feel more confident to take on 5 more when you accomplish 3 than set out 10 and 1 get done.
Of course.
So that's my advice in terms of visionaries. Don't lose your vision, because we need visionaries.
Right.
Visionaries, even like yourself, see things what the common man don't see, and they go for it.
Yeah.
And even when people tell them, you're foolish, how could you start a business in this climate? They go for it. And then when success comes, boy, you real good.
Yes,
but
all of a sudden.
Exactly. So we need our visionaries.
Yes.
Visionaries see things that people, you know what I mean? The iPhone we used, Steve Jobs, he was a visionary. He saw that this is where the world was going, and he made his money out of it. So I'm saying we need them, but if you're one, you need to be very focused, because you could end up with a lot of unfinished projects.
Yes.
And that leads to misery and stress.
Of course. I remember a preacher would have said some time ago, you don't have to believe in my dream for it to come to pass. And it stuck with me, because many times we may have a vision and we think, or we feel obligated to tell Tom, Dick, Harry, Jane, Louise, and Sherry, you know, and then they would now say, well, I can't see you doing this, but you are the one that have the vision. You are the one that received the vision. So when you really look at it, they may not see it, because you were the one that received it, and you are the person that has the responsibility to bring it to fruition. So just weigh in on that.
That is very key, because first of all, not every dream you go and talk about. We learn from Joseph.
Yes.
Right? We learn from David. These women started to sing about David's life.
Listen.
All was going well.
They bring the confusion.
Saul says thousands, but David is
10,000.
I tell people all the time when I'm prophesying, give God the glory.
Yes.
Don't start to sing anything about Joel. Because, so likewise with coming back to it, likewise with a dream, you have to, first of all, be a person, and everyone who listening to me who really want to move forward must have a diary.
Right.
I advise people have a proper diary so you could date things, write things down, what God is telling you, what happened on a certain day, so you could reflect back in the year.
Yes.
This is what has been happening. Sometimes you lose a thread, and because of your diary, you could see, okay, this is where I'm going. This is what I said. That's what you want to do with your dream or your vision. You want to write that thing down, make it plain.
Yes.
Understand it, digest it, and then ask God for direction. Who am I sharing this with you? Because they are vision stealers and they are dream killers.
Of course.
There are people who say, who, you?
Yeah.
Nah. And let me say this, if somebody in authority speak like that, it could affect you.
Yes.
Every time you rise to bring that vision, you hearing in your sleep, you hear in your ears, nah. So you have to surround yourself. The Bible says in the council of many advisors, there is safety.
Yes, safety.
A multitude of advisors. You want to surround yourself with people, right-thinking people.
Right.
You want to get yourself even a mentor, somebody who have done what you're aspiring to do.
Yes.
For example, we have mentors, great men and women who've done great things on the earth, and God is still using them. I'm aspiring to do that sort of stuff so I can learn from them.
Yes.
And not go through some of the pains they have walked through.
Of course.
So I think it's very important who you share your vision with. I like to say in Tobago, do things in stealth. And then when you're ready to share it or you need to expose it, say surprise.
Yes.
It's too late. It's out the ground.
That's fine. That's
You
right.
can talk now. You can laugh now.
Yes.
It's too late.
Already.
The rocket is taken off. But before that rocket take off, try to prepare everything in stealth. When a rocket launch, I love space and all these programs looking at the marvelous creation of God. But one of the things I love is before a rocket takes off, it's hidden.
Yeah.
Launch day is when they move everything and it's ready. That's what you need to do with your vision.
Yes. Well said. Well, I want to jump in here about the importance of having that robust support system as one pursue their goals and their aspirations.
Yeah, family is absolutely key. You know, you start with God, of course, but you want to have the right family support. If whether you're a youth, you're middle age, or wherever you are, it's really good to get that support, because you're going to come home and meet some hard days. You're going to come home and the contract didn't sign.
Of course.
You're going to come home and the workers didn't come out and didn't build this and didn't build that. You're going to come home and it might be 10 or 15,000 short. You're going to have difficulties.
Yes.
Who do I, on the earth, bounce that off of? Who do I talk? Who do I say, hey, today was a rough day?
Yeah.
So you need that support system around you. No man is an island. And let me just put this in. A lot of people are struggling mentally in this country.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, especially the young men, are turning to weed and alcohol. Can I say to you, that will not answer the problem. It will bring you more problems.
Yes.
You need to talk to human beings. You know how much we get off our chest when we talk?
True.
When we exchange ideas, we come away feeling better emotionally, spiritually. Not only talking to God, but we talk to each other.
Yes.
That's why He gave us family. And then a strong family helps the community.
Of course.
If I raise a strong family in Tobago,
Yeah.
those children and my wife is now helping the community. That is then in helping others in the community to help the nation.
Of course.
That is then helping our nation to help the nations.
Yes.
And I really have that in my heart every time I come to Tobago,
Yeah.
that we help people who then helps the community. So a strong support system is really, really vital as you plan your goals coming into a new year.
Yes. Well, we must talk about New Year resolutions and what some things, you know, sometimes what you could see, what you could consider, you should consider. You spoke earlier about setting practical goals, because you said sometimes persons set unrealistic goals, and then for the beginning of the year they say, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, but in reality you may be working in a job that pays a certain amount that would afford you a certain kind of lifestyle, but you're now setting unrealistic goals, and then at the end of the year. So let's talk about that New Year resolution.
That is such a deep question. We need time when we come into you, Dianne. You always ask these really, really good questions. In the beginning was God. That's Genesis 1. That's how the Bible starts. In the beginning was God. If you never read your Bible, as soon as you open the Bible, that's what it says.
Yes.
So my advice to anybody is start with God. Start with prayer. Look at your purpose. Look at your giftings. Look at your talents. I always say probably 4 or 5 real solid smart goals, smart objectives, things that you know, look, this is attainable. The thing is, the Lord will give you a dream sometimes. I'll give you an example. So he might show me, okay, do those 2 studio apartments. Let's say that come in a dream or a word of knowledge. It still means I have to get the money, I have to get the worker.
Yes.
There's a whole lot. That dream is not just going to manifest. There's a part I need to play.
Yes.
So you need to ask yourself, what do I want to achieve and what part I need to play? And I think the key areas, I talked about it earlier, but I just to repeat it again for everyone to hear. I think your relationship with God is key in your planning. Your family.
Yes.
If you're a man and you're head of the home and you have a plan for the family for the year ahead with your wife.
Yes.
Or if you're a single person, you still need to plan for yourself.
Of
What does
course.
my year look like? Then you also need to look at your health. That is key. Health, I make a statement, I tell people, your health is your wealth.
Yes.
Your health helps with your wealth, I should say. Because even the Bible tells us, John said, above all, in 3 John, I wish that you would prosper and be in health. I once told a man who was running up and down doing many things, I said to him, I said, listen, there are people with millions in the bank and people are feeding them in homes.
Yeah.
Do you want to end up like that, or do you want to take time off to rest, to spend time, to relax?
Yes.
So you have to set goals, whether that is I'll walk more, I'll exercise, I'll cut down on the salt, I'll cut down on the sugar. Set health goals. Your career, where am I going to progress? If you're a mason, what new skill could I learn?
Right.
If you're a welder, what can I do arch welding now?
Yes.
If you're a doctor, what new thing can I learn? Whatever your career, if I'm a minister of the gospel, what new way I can communicate to the people I'm speaking to? How can I spend more time with God? So you look at whatever the career area. And then finally, 2 more, sorry. One is your finance. Finance is big.
Yeah.
A lot of people are... There was a program I was watching, a lady was waking up 5 in the morning and going to bed 10 at night, and all she could think for years and years of doing that is money. Have a financial plan.
Yeah.
Failure to plan lead to absolute failure. Don't jump up one day and see your neighbor has a new Honda vessel and say, I need.
Yes.
Can you afford it?
Well, that's it.
Do you
That's
understand?
it.
So your financial goals, your expenditure, your cost, your budgeting, what is the economy looking like? What do I need to buff up?
Yes.
Do I have an extreme of income? Because if my husband or my wife lose their job, what does
happens?
that look like?
Yes.
Do you know that people are 1 job away from bankruptcy? 1 email away from everything falling down?
Correct.
And if that's you and you're looking at the program, you need to look at that. And lastly, build rest and refreshing time. Even Jesus himself says, come away for a little while.
Yes.
We need to build rest and refreshing. Visionaries and go-getters hate that word rest. What name rest? We had this to do, that to do. And if you have Caribbean parents like me, God bless mom and dad, deceased.
Yes.
It was work. I didn't understand the word vacation until I went abroad and started living in another culture and realizing, hey, this thing is critical.
Yes.
Because you need to take time off. Go on the beach, relax. Somebody saw me on the beach and they were like, Prophet Joel. I said, no, I'm not Prophet Joel.
Exactly. I'm
on the
just Joel
beach
right now.
I'm on sand. I'm thinking about life. I want to play some football.
Yes.
I want to just do something, normal.
Yes.
So make sure in your planning for the new year that you build in times of rest and relaxation. And that could simply mean just going down to the savannah and football, going and have an ice cream, going on a date night. But build that in part of your planning.
Yes.
And go for it.
Definitely. As you said about parents, many of them will say, yeah, but work no dead. And I always used to try to understand that, because from even at a very tender age, when I just left school, I always felt that I want to be one that will enjoy my life as I go along.
That is so critical.
No, that is important. So I remembered one time I left school and I started working, and I think it was a carnival weekend in Tobago. And I told my mom, I said, you know what? I think I'm going to go to Grenada and spend a couple days, She said, Dianne, who do you know in Grenada? I said, nobody, but I could buy a ticket and go. And I started that from that tender age, and it has not left me. And I have seen the results, and I would always tell persons, anything you have to say about me, Dianne enjoyed her life as she went along.
That is so good. I'll give you one more before we move on that. A guy was working in the city. I was working in London for about 15 years. When you're in London, You know, the best of the best, and very competitive. Pays a lot, but very competitive. And he was earning so much money, but he was losing his family. He was going out like 5 in the morning and not back till 9, 10.
Wow.
And one day he wake up and he just quit. He quit the city and he went and enjoyed life. And I was reading part of his book, and the part that struck me, he said, I learned to enjoy every day of my life, even if it's a cup of coffee in the garden.
Yes.
You have, because he saw so many people stored up. They lost their children.
Yes.
They lost their family. And visionaries have to be careful, because we sometimes could be lost in the thing we're going after, that we miss moments to smile. We miss moments to love, to encourage, to show kindness, because we so focus. We talk to people the wrong way because we so want a goal.
Yes.
So that is absolutely key, that time to rest. And I love what you say, from young you was doing it. One day I wake up, I told my wife, I said, that's it. I'm going to Lanzarote.
Right.
She said, what's in Lanzarote? I said, I need to rest. But that time I was working.
Yes.
So this is Friday. By the Sunday, I'm on a flight heading out there. She said, okay, go take a break.
Right.
That was just space.
Yes.
Clear your head, go on a ferry, just think. Lord, am I on the right track? What am I doing? What is happening here? You get time to see what's happening. But if you keep going, you reach that point, you say, how did I arrive here?
Yeah.
So it's very key that rest and time of refreshing in your New Year resolution plans.
Of course. How can a person pick themselves up after they have been derailed? They really want to get back on track, you know, but as it were, they feel as if, I have gone too far. I have strayed too far. How can I? And of course, all of these things, many times, they start to ponder at the end of the year.
Yeah. I think one of the things is that you need to realize there's a devil on the loose. John 10:10, the Bible says the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Discouragement is one of the powerful weapons the enemy uses against people. That people today, Dianne, who's supposed to be at the top of the tree, they're not even near the tree because discouragement came. One of the things I want to advise all of us, and even for myself, let's encourage ourselves in God. Let's understand that things would happen. We might be derailed, but we could get back on track.
Of course.
We can get back on track. David made a huge mistake. You know, slept with somebody's wife. He was the king. He could have, got whoever he wanted. And he made a major mistake. But he came to God and he said, create in me a clean heart. Cleanse me. And he renewed the right spirit in me. We can ask God to renew our mind, renew our strength, and really make that effort to come back. And getting a mentor is key. Getting people around you who could encourage you. Maybe you're a runner, you're a sprinter, maybe you're a footballer, maybe you're a good netball player, and you fall off somewhere, you end up in the wrong relationship. Children came, all sorts happen. Go to God. Be honest, be humble. This is one thing I learned about God. He gives grace to the humble. He looks the proud from afar. That's in James 4. So humble yourself under God's hand and let him raise you up. And go again.
Of course. Go again. I like that.
Yeah,
go again. I would always say on this program, once there is life,
there's hope. There's hope.
The possibilities are endless. There is hope. Don't say, well, you woke up this morning. You still have a purpose. You still have a purpose, and it means I am still here to accomplish something. So once you have life, you are here to accomplish purpose. Ensure that you do, and you do it to the best of your ability. So don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. At this time, we're going to take another short break. I tell you, we have to bind that time. We have to bind that time. That time is just going. Stay with us.
Are you looking for beautiful and durable flooring for your home or office? Check out D-Cell's Tile and Ceiling Center, Tobago Local Road, Bonacourt, Tobago, opposite the primary school. Our high-quality ceramic and porcelain tiles come in a wide range of colors, patterns, and textures to suit any style and taste. From sleek and modern to classical and traditional, your floors and walls will look great for years to come. D-Cell's Tile and Ceiling Center, open Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. Call 460-8802 or 639-8281. We've got you covered.
Do you need electrical and plumbing supplies from construction to finish? Then check out Boodoo's Enterprises Limited, Milford Road, Canaan, Tobago. Get LED bulbs and fixtures, septic tanks, water pumps, laminate flooring, press cut power tools,
and so much more. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. Call 280-2050 or 660-4970. Boodoo's Enterprises Limited.
Welcome back to the program. We are ending the year strong. Well, Apostle, I know in my many interactions with you, I know you have a heart and a passion for our young boys and our young men generally. So just shifting gears just a little bit, I want you to expound on the importance of our young men really coming to that place where they can take full responsibilities for their actions, for their choices, for the people they hang around with, for the things that they do, knowing that this is their life. Just talk about that.
It's a very good question. Listen, I've been struggling, Dianne, I must admit to you, to get to grips. There's an epidemic, if you don't know, in the Caribbean, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, since weed has been legalized.
Yes.
A lot of our young boys and young men are smoking weed all day, drinking, and it's damaging their mind. And it's really bad. I'm not getting into the politics of why weed was approved or whatever. But long and short is, there are a lot of mothers and fathers out there crying for help for children who weed has now taken over their mind. It's dangerous. If you're listening to this program and you need help, get to one of the local churches, talk to one of the pastors, tell them, look, there's weed affecting my head, because they're seeing visions, they're seeing things, and we know it's the enemy trying to destroy their purpose. One of the things I've been asking God in my prayer time, Lord, how do I help these young men?
Yes.
So I'm now starting to, if you see me on the block with a little farmer hat and a 3/4, I'm going in the blocks to line with some of them, to hear them. Not to go and preach and speak to them necessarily or hit them on the head, just to hear them.
Yes.
Because they have a story to tell. And I think a lot of them are angry for some reason or the other, and we need to be listening to them. So that's one of the things I want to do. I want to hear them. And then as led by the Holy Spirit, I could interact with them and point them. But I believe the Lord gave me an answer to help me with some of these things. In Genesis 4, I wouldn't read the whole thing, but what happened is Cain was very angry at his brother Abel. And God said something. He warned Cain, he said, sin lieth at the door, waiting to pounce on you. I could paraphrase that for Tobago. Weed and alcohol is waiting at the door to pounce on you and ruin your life.
Yes.
We're talking about running in the year and starting the year well. You can't even look to start anything well, because you're starting the year on a cloud that you alone know where you are.
Yes.
And it's damaging so many. So I was saying, Lord, how do we deal with this? Well, we have to get rid of the sin problem. Because no matter no amount of counseling, no amount of talking to them, they have to realize this is a plan and a purpose of the enemy to destroy them their lives.
Yes.
And they have to take responsibility. You have to. Cain, God gave him a chance to not act. He said, look, he warned him before he murdered his brother.
Yes.
He said, this thing is lying at the door. Be careful. When you say something is lying at the door to pounce, that is this.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a tiger or a lion waiting when you have that moment to pounce on you. And that is damaging a lot of our young men's lives. My prayer for them is to come before God, be honest before God.
Yes.
Can I say one more thing on this? A big thing that's tripping up our young men and boys is pride.
Yeah.
Pride goeth before.
A fall.
And many are proud, and that's a tool of the devil. Pride didn't start on earth.
True.
Pride started in heaven. He was kicked out. Iniquity was found in him. Pride to not come and say, hey, I don't have it together. I need help. If you're listening to me, young man, young lady as well, we're bringing you in this, and you need help, say, I need help. Yeah. Don't let pride say, nah, I'm my own man, but I do my own thing. Pulling your trousers down. By the way, a lot of people don't even know, pulling your trousers down, that was a way of saying I'm available to engage in sexual assault. So these young men who are doing that and don't even know the history of where that come from, it hurts me. So young men, boys, we really had to get back to what is the sin that's creeping in to me or your life that is causing you to live a life that displeases God. Because Dianne, no matter how we try to say, stop smoke, stop this.
Yeah.
If they don't want to take responsibility, and that's big with God, none of us, he forced with our head down a bucket of water,
True.
upset me. You have a free will. If you choose to leave here and go and drink who could stop you?
No, but not a soul.
That's your choice.
Yes.
So a lot of these mothers and fathers who are crying out to help, wondering where are these young people? You had to sit down and say, listen, it's a sin problem.
Yeah.
You have allowed this to come into your life. You need now to renounce this, reject this, seek help, and start walking the ways of the Lord. Trying to deal with it otherwise is just covering it up.
Yes.
And if you're a parent here, I would say to you, make sure the old people said birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
Make sure who your children are keeping company with. Because some young boy might smoke weed 100 times and it don't affect his brain. And one boy take it once and then his brain, it alter the chemicals in his brain and then he's lost his mind. Who is going to pay for that? You bring this child in the world, he's whole, he's doing well, he has a good job, and he takes one puff of this thing and it messes up his brain. Who is going to pay for that? And I've been passionate about this topic to Dianne. I think it's time the pastors, the leaders, the ministers, we get out there on the block and see what is happening to this Tobago.
That is where the work is.
We need some Sundays we need to say, hey, close. I remember in the UK, sometimes the church they say not inside, we're going outside and we're going to meet people where they are. We're going to pray for them, we're going to lay hands on them, we're going to encourage them, we're going to sit down with them where they are. We're going to be with Dianne, at times I sit down with a drunkard.
Yes.
Sit down with him. Sometimes I feed them. Sometimes I say, what has gotten this person here?
Yeah.
But when you always look back to the root, it's some form of sin that crept in.
Yeah.
And then pride sometimes have the way. And then people just keep starting to drift. But it's urgent here in Tobago. I'm seeing too many of it. And lastly on it, some of them they're smoking weed all day, and then when you come, they say, give me $5.
Yeah.
Give me $20. That's adding insult to injury. You're big, strong, young, aggressive young man. You made with that aggression to go and work.
to work.
The Bible says if a man don't work, he shouldn't eat. So you made with all of that to go and work and fend for your family.
Yes.
But when you consume weed, and you see it dumbs down the senses. Time would fail me. I think it might be a good one where you bring a medical profession in to show the effects of this thing.
Actually,
because
I did.
There we go. So
I did.
Replay that program, because I think our parents, our young people need to know. I mean, my children don't smoke, but I still speak to them about this, because I'm seeing it affecting so many of the young men. So many of them just lost purpose. This weed has now become a big God in their life.
Yeah.
Some of them have so much potential and they're just smoking it. And to the older men too, you see the younger men doing that. You ought to tell them, no, this is not the way. What, we want an island of weed smokers? That is what we want to be known in Tobago or Trinidad or the Caribbean for, that we are producing all these people who are just smoking. They had to marry our daughters.
Yes.
What's going to happen to their sons? So I think it's a critical area that we really need to address. And I will continue to pray and help as many as I can.
Yes.
But that area is what I just said there, sin light at the door.
Yes, it's very, very... It's heart-wrenching.
It is.
It's heart-wrenching, because just about 2 weeks ago, I had a gentleman on the program, and he is just about 7 years. He actually told me 7 years, 1 month, and 1 day I am clean.
Wow.
So when I
Praise
asked
God for him, man.
I said, congratulations to you. When I asked him, I said, tell me some of the things you would have lost. I know you would have lost time.
Wow.
I know you would have lost the ability to impact lives and to probably create a better life for you. You know what he told me? He said, I lost my wife and my children.
My God.
He said, I lost them. They were so fed up. They left and they went abroad to live. And it almost brought tears to my eyes. I said, wow. God. And it's the alcohol and the weed, those two. I said, your message needs to get out there. So persons...
You need to put me in touch with him.
Yes.
I need to give him a platform wherever I go. It's people who've been through and win.
Right.
Need to come come and speak to people.
Yes.
When you've gone out there and you win and you know what it's like to come out the other side.
Of course.
People will listen to you. But it's an epidemic.
That's right.
And it's getting worse.
It is.
And if any politician looking at your program, they need to know what programs can we put in for our young boys.
Yes.
Listen, I know we don't have military consignment here.
Yes.
But I spent 6 months under the CCC program with the military.
Yes.
Making $274 every 2 weeks.
I think they're trying to bring it to Tobago now. I think it's Milat. I think they're trying to bring it to Tobago
I would
now.
say get every young person. That was the lowest paying job. That was the best job I had.
Yeah.
I learned discipline.
Yes.
I learned the militance of men. I learned where to put your energies. I learned focus. Young boy, 18,
Yes.
19, up in the bush with the corporals and them, they'll give you a little pen knife when you disobey and say, go and cut down a sandbox tree.
Yes.
So you know what to get your focus. But what I'm saying is those programs helped me.
Of course.
And it would be good for the people in Tobago, the young boys, to be able to have a program, whether it be welding, whether it be plumbing,
Yes.
there's money to be made out there. There's
Yes,
things you could do
yes,
with the
yes.
works of your hands. Why just pick up and just smoking all?
Day and night.
And let me say this, because, you know, the righteous is as bold as a lion. And I had to declare, if you're a woman shack up with a young boy, a young man in this, get out of this. Because then if there's no change, you are wrecking your own future.
True.
And your future children. What your children is going to model all daddies do smoke weed morning there.
Yeah.
What are they modeling? What are we producing? You can tell I raised my voice because I'm passionate about
these
this
are the
subject.
questions that, and I always say on this program, we're not about, because I think we have done it long enough, and it's about time that we raise up the carpet. We have been sweeping things under the carpet and keeping things too secret for so long. I am saying get rid of the carpet. Let's take it to the dump and let's deal with the issues. Let's deal with the garbage that's there, because what we're actually seeing now is the manifestation of the things that we would not have dealt with.
Come on. And let me just say this message. I mean, we've kind of veered a little way to help the young men and so on, but also to all the Christian leaders. We had to close the doors at times and go in the community.
That's where the work
and
is.
sit down and hear what people, without calling names, I've been down here for about 6 weeks. So I'm not just holidaying, I'm living, right? So I'm living through what the daily Tobagonian man or woman is living through. And I'm seeing the pain on people's faces. And I'm seeing, most recently I stopped and pick up a young lady. And because she was in, it was hot sun and a young child and so on and so on. And when she started to share these stories, I feel like God was letting me know, this is why you're here, to help people. When you hear what people are going through, not just to pray for them, help them. Here is some money. Here, I bless you to be a blessing. Here is this. Here is that. Here is some advice. Just wake up as the body of Christ and help people. Dianne, the reality is, a lot of people in this country, and we can't sweep it under the carpet, are suffering. A lot of people are going through mental challenges. They want help. They need help. And for me, the church community has the answer. We had to go. We are going to meet them. We are going to meet them. We mightn't get all of them.
Right.
But if I rescue 2 out of 10, I've rescued 2. That 2 could bring 1 million.
Of course.
Do you understand? So
one at a time.
Yeah, but everyone we rescue, especially from that weed, it destroying our young boys. And I really pray to God. It legalized. So people have a choice to go and, you know what I mean? And as I said, there are people who casual smokers, they do it, nothing happened to them, so they'll say, who cares? But what about the young boy who knows nothing about that?
Yes.
And tries it and then start to bark like a dog in the evening.
These are this topic, we cannot exhaust it, because the reality, as I would say on so many occasions, whether we want to believe it or not, we are in a crisis. I have said it numerous times. So it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. Sometimes we pretend we don't know what is going on. We pretend that we don't see. But we have a problem. And we have a major problem. And we have got to come to the realization that we have the solution, We have the solution. So if each one can reach one, Tobago,
I would love to just say to all leaders, especially in the men's ministry, just take 2 or 3 men, go on a block.
Yeah.
I ain't saying go out to be shot or we know the crime situation, but you would know that community.
Of
you would know the
course,
people who
yes.
just smoking and drinking. Even if it's an hour of your time, go and hear what these people have
That's
to
right.
say. Drop a word in the spirit. You know what the Lord said to me? Son, your responsibility is to bring the word. Whether they accept or not, that's not
Right.
But you have given an opportunity.
Yes.
That's what God did for Cain. He said, sin lieth at the door. In other words, deal with your anger, deal with your
Yes.
issues because something coming to you. He went and killed Abel.
He didn't listen. He didn't listen. Well, I would like you to take the opportunity as we begin to bring the curtains down to just speak to someone who may be scrolling through Facebook or YouTube and they just stopped. Someone who is not very optimistic about the new year because of past failures, and but they really want to succeed and win. Just speak to that person.
I'll tell them a little story. At 17, I failed all my exams. I sat down in my mother's house at that time, 17 years old. They made a joke because everybody was bright and getting their subjects. I was a little bit slower. And so they said I bought them a forest of trees. In those days, trees was a fail. It was 1, 2, 3, and a tree was a fail.
Right.
So they say you bought them a forest. We only see trees here. And I sat down by myself, September the 13th, 1993. I remember it like yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a defining moment. And I said, Joel, you are better than this. I wasn't walking with God at that point, as I should.
Yeah.
But I just said, Joel, you are better than this. And history is there. I have a master's degree today. From that moment,
Yes.
everything changed for me. Maybe you're looking, you're scrolling. Let this moment be a change. I would say to you, Philippians 4:13. That was a big part of my change. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Make Christ the center of your life, and you can do all things. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how many times you fall down. The fact that you are breathing, it means there is hope. It means there is life, and it means God have a plan for you on the earth. Surrender your life to Christ. The other thing I would say, to prosper, it is very clear in the Bible. Read Joshua 1:8. Read Psalm 1. It says, blessed is the man who walketh not in the counsel of godly, only ungodly, doesn't sit in the seat of the scornful, but he delights in the law of the Lord, and he meditates on it day and night. And whatever he does will prosper. You will prosper if you will go with the word of God. Doesn't matter where you are, what you're into. If you will put Christ at the center and obey his word, you will prosper. That's my encouragement for you. If this boy can bounce back from sweeping the streets, from no qualifications whatsoever, people looking and spitting on the ground like you are no good, and God has turned everything around, he can do the same for you. Surrender your life to Christ and meditate on his word day and night.
And that way, we are sure that you will finish strong.
You will. You will.
Finish strong, finish strong.
Yeah, you will.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I want to thank you so much, Apostle. Whenever you're here, the time is never enough. So whenever you're here, I have to take full advantage. Every time you're here, I'm going to take full advantage.
Anytime.
Yes, I want to thank you so much, our guest, Apostle Joel Reuben, all the way from the United Kingdom, who so competently handled the topic today. Always a pleasure having you. And of course, viewers, this program is actually bringing the curtains down on 2025. This is our final program for the year, Transforming Lives One at a Time. It's been an absolute pleasure being your host for the past year, and I look forward to more insightful programs, more relevant programs, and of course, more inspiring programs. So on behalf of the entire team here at Transforming Lives One at a Time, I want to wish you all a very a wonderful season. I want to wish you a bright and prosperous new year, and whatever you do, ensure that you end the year strong. And even as you end the year strong, you will also begin the new year even stronger. As usual, I leave you with the definition of transformation, which is an internal shift that brings us into alignment with our fullest potential. Hey, we've got this. See you in 2026.